Good morning, friends. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection workshop, where the smell of fresh oil and little elbow grease is all part of a balanced breakfast here in the workshop. Around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or a mystery leak that's got all of us scratching our heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and we get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection workshop isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, and to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench, you're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every Monday through Saturday. So here we are diving deep into the week so far together, and I've got a bunch of things to share with you today. We're going to talk fluids and exhaust. Things that you need to understand a little better as we head into some of the nastiest weather throughout the entire year. And we all really don't know just how rough and tough winter's going to be 2025-26. We can write the last chapter when we get to the end, right? When we see the end of March into April. But for now, the best thing to do is to expect the worst, and if it's not as bad as we thought, then we did okay. But if we don't prepare, that is when things go seriously wrong. And stress, and I've seen people stressed right out. In my waiting area when we had Jenkins Automotive Repairs on the Hamilton Mountain for a number of years, a little over a decade, people getting stressed, chaos, the vehicle's not running right, it's broken, the battery's dead, coolant leaks, and the list goes on and on and on. So making sure that we're prepared ahead of time to reduce that stress and enjoy the winter the best way we can, right? I used to be a snow bunny, but not anymore. You know, I do like getting out there and getting into the bush and everything else, but you know what? I really like putting another log on the fireplace and watching the snow come down from inside the house. Well, let's jump right in. Tune into our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, to find all the links for all the platforms we're on: Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Click on the businesses tab to find us there, our profile page. We have our merch store. Every piece of merch that you buy helps to support the addiction campuses at Total Freedom Darien Center, New York, and Total Freedom Sydney, Manitoba. That's Rick and Robin are the facilitators. They're great people. They have a great testimony they'll share because they too had their own addictions, their own demons to chase. As well as Sydney, Manitoba is a campus just for men. So when you buy some merchandise, Car Connection merchandise, and become part of the Motormouth crew, you're helping to support the two campuses in New York, Darien Center, New York, and Sydney, Manitoba. Thank you to our program partners that make this podcast possible, and also our YouTube channel, Niall Motormouth Jenkins. Come and join us, like, share, follow, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to be notified when new videos go up. We put new videos every single week, every Tuesday, 2 for Tuesday, 1 every Friday. We work hard on that, and we wouldn't be able to do it without our program partners and without you subscribing, watching, and leaving a comment. Leave a comment and get involved in our YouTube channel. What else we got going on there? So we got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca, and our iHeartRadio broadcasts right here that goes out to all the major platforms, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and Spotify, and all the major platforms. To find us, just type in the search box Car Connection Workshop, and you'll find us right there. Please come and be a part of our podcast radio community. So come and be a part of the crew. We're inviting you in. So thank you to Crystal Ridge Dream Center, serving men and women and children meals, love, and hope, and changing lives one at a time in the Niagara region. What an amazing faith-based nonprofit organization, over 60-plus volunteers, and I'll tell you, they love what they do. So to be a part of that, all our program partners, their logos are on the homepage of our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. The short form is ccbusnet.com. Click on any one of their logos. That will open their profile and give you all their contacting information. Thank you to Earl and Louise Grant. Fantastic car couple. They love automobiles. City Auto Sales and Leasing. GTA's premier pre-owned auto store. They sell no junk, folks. Low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices. And I'll tell you this, it's worth to drive there. The vehicles they bring in are absolutely outstanding. They do carry a fair inventory. And if you don't see something specific that you're looking for, connect with Earl and Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing and let Earl and Louise do all the leg work for you, because they have years of experience working with resources where they know they can find top quality vehicles and be able to pass them on to you at a very, very fair price. Thank you to Rita and Ramiz Shanuda at Rainbow Motors and Garage up in Scarborough. Been a part of Car Connection for many years. Sales and service you can trust. They also have a car lot there, a small one, but they do carry you some really nice vehicles. Again, if you're up in that area, connect with Rita and Ramiz Shanuda at Rainbow Motors and Garage. Let them know Car Connection sent you, and let them also source that specific vehicle you're looking for. To our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, 50 years experience combined as fiduciaries with IG Wealth Management. If you need some help with your investment portfolio, if you've got it at the bank, folks, you need to get it out of there. For debt, retirement, estate planning, mortgages, and more, you are entitled, because of us, Car Connection and Motormouth here, an hour and a coffee discovery meeting. They don't need any more clients. Tony and Larry have been my brothers from other mothers and my personal certified financial planners for decades. These are two of the best we have in Canada. And you want to get that hour and a coffee discovery meeting by phone, by Zoom, in person at their office, and sit down and discuss things that are of concern to you. So don't go to bed every night wondering how you're going to pay the bills and thinking that the game is over. It's not over. Get that discovery meeting and get some peace of mind. To the Greenwald family at Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road in Niagara Falls, building Canada since 1931. Building materials and hardscape landscaping materials as well. Just gorgeous, gorgeous products to help you create that oasis at your home, that escape spot. I have that, and it's a blessing to have it. Just a space where you can hang out and you can chill. And thank you again to the entire team called to deal with addictions for almost 20 years now. Total Freedom Darien Center, New York, and Total Freedom Sydney, Manitoba, Canada, a men-only campus. Your new life awaits you. So let's jump right in. Always want to say thank you to those who are supporting us and helping us and encouraging us to grow. So why don't we start with having a swiggy this morning? Yep. Got to start out with some high octane. That's how we work here in the Car Connection Workshop. Here's how we do it. We count it down on 3, 2, 1. If you're driving, please keep an eye on the road. And the other guy, you know who he is. And when you're done, make sure your cup is secured in the cup holder. Never spill a beverage on your automatic shift lever. Not a good idea. 3, 2, 1. That was so refreshing. Well, I have another Motormouth tech tip for you. So if you got your crayons in a brown paper bag, you might want to write this down. Do you remember punch cards, computer punch cards, anybody? I know I'm dating myself. I am a licensed technician, fully qualified, up to date as a light truck passenger vehicle mechanic technician, and also heavy truck diesels and coaches. So it's all good. I've been licensed since 1988. Not as old as dirt, but maybe as old as a worm. I'm not sure. I don't know what the lifespan is of a worm. Might have to Google that. Well, here's what I got for you this morning. We did number 19. We are now on number 20. That's right. Low tire pressure light. So that's what we call TPMS. If your vehicle is equipped with that, I think it's a great thing because, just the other day, I'm outside. It was on the weekend. It was Saturday. Was that Saturday? Yes, it was Saturday. Taking care of, stuff that has to get done around the homestead. And I had a list in my mind. It was like, if it's nice Saturday, I got to tear this off before I head out to steak night with the Outdoor Adventureman. It was really good. It is every year. It's a fundraiser. And it was super. The weather was fabulous. I hear this noise coming, and it's getting louder. And I stopped what I was doing. I'm going, is somebody driving on a flat tire? That's what that sounds like. Then off in the distance, I see a Cadillac SUV coming towards me down my street. We live in a quiet neighborhood. I'm going, what is he doing? And I stood there I think my mouth was open. I needed a chin plate because I'm going, then I'm thinking even louder in my head, what are you doing? The dude is driving this vehicle on a completely flat tire. It's shredding, and it's starting to tear the fender away. And it's a Cadillac with these Cadillac polished aluminum wheels, and I'm going, that rim has got to be worth about $2,000. And now the rim is riding on the road. I know for sure, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that Cadillac SUV has TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system. He had to have known the tire at some point was underinflated. Why would you drive down the road? I don't know where he even lives in the neighborhood, but I'm standing there going, he's going to keep going. And I'm looking at this tire. It's starting to rip the inner fender liner out. It's shredding. And the rim is on the road. And I'm going, dude, the tire's done. The rim is going to be finished by the time he gets to where he's going. And how does that make any sense? And it's starting to rip the car apart because the steel belts are coming out of the radial tire that's all shredded. The whole sidewall of the tire was crumbling away. And I'm going, I wonder how far he drove on this thing. Why would you not stop? Maybe ask somebody to give you a hand to put the spare on if you don't know. But continue to where? Where are you going? You're going to drive home? Gads, man. So that's when I'm thinking, I guess in that particular case, the tire pressure monitoring system didn't whack him in the side of the head hard enough with a 2x4 and say, buddy, stop. Just stop. That's going to cost thousands. Anyhow, I wanted to share that with you because that was, for me as a service tech, I'm going, that's over the top. That's why I always talk about our YouTube videos and here on our Car Connection Workshop, iHeart podcast, radio. You got to understand the 5 things. What is it? Where is it located? What does it do? What does it matter? Or how does it break? Why does it matter? And what could you have learned and understood a little more about your vehicle to prevent that kind of thing? Does he know that there's wire harnesses in behind the wheel and that tire is probably going to grab the wheel speed sensor cable and rip it right out of the hub? So then he's going to need a bearing and a hub. Like, it just keeps going. If you don't understand the component, what it is, where it is, and what happens when it breaks, and why does it matter, if you knew what I just told you about driving on a flat tire, would that not teach you to do what? The tire's flat, stop. Stop. Figure out how you're going to get it home, what shop you're going to send it to. Should I put the spare on? But don't keep driving. That's a perfect example of how could he have done what he did better and not cost him. That's probably going to cost a few $1,000s. Absolutely. The rim's destroyed, tires destroyed, fender liners destroyed. It was starting to hack up the steel belts were starting to scratch the outside of the fender and take the paint off. That's one of those cases. The 5 things. Just stop. You hear a sound and it doesn't sound right, the car doesn't feel right, stop. You smell something that doesn't smell right and you think you see a little steam coming out from under the hood, just stop and get some help and check it before you do some serious damage. That guy, that's going to be a big pill to swallow, let me tell you. He's going to be one of these. What? Exactly. So, I say that to say this. Low tire pressure light comes on every cold snap. We lose the air molecules through the sidewall of the tire, all of us, because that's what happens. That is a porous section of the tire, and it's the weakest section of the tire, the sidewall. Air naturally the molecules pass through the sidewall in the winter a lot, and the tire pressures drop. That's what happens. So in the wintertime, you need to pay attention to your TPMS if your vehicle's equipped. Tire pressure monitoring system. Don't do what that guy does. You drive on a tire that's low, really low on air, it's destroyed. The sidewall's the weakest point. The tire's bulging out like a jelly donut that's been sat on before a bite's been taken out, and the goo is all over your trousers or your skirt, ladies, that kind of thing. You've got to stop. Pump the tire up. Get to an air pump, get it pumped up before you wreck and destroy a perfectly good tire that could have been saved. Because now you got to buy a pair. So you have the same tread, same tire on both sides of the car. So it's not just, I need one tire. You can never match these tires. Very seldom. Because they're always changing different models of tires. They change them up all the time. So if you don't match the tread, that causes if you have a dress shoe on one foot and a high heel on the others, ladies, so you have a granny flatty on your left foot and a high heel, a stiletto on the right side of your foot. Is it comfortable? No. Do you think you can walk right? No. That's how a car works. You blow out one tire on the front, you're going to need to change up the opposite side to match so the vehicle tracks right. So low tire pressure light comes on every cold snap. Don't panic. Just add a few PSI to your tires before the tires shrink like your jeans after Thanksgiving. Yeah. Okay, we move on from that. I wanted to talk to you about in the last half of the program here, just some other items that will save you a lot of headache and a lot of heartache and your hard-earned cash. That's what I'm all about. I'm not here to be the big shot. I'm just a little shot that just keeps shooting. I just come off of 31 years on radio with our Car Connection live automotive call-in program, and I'm not done yet. I thought I can reach a lot more people on podcast, north, south, east, and west around the globe, and help you to get a better understanding of your automobile, whether you don't know anything about cars or you think you know something. I'm talking to the ladies and the fellas that are not mechanically inclined. The more you understand the components on your car, the less chance you get ripped off at the service department. That's why I'm here. I have heard so many freak show horror stories out there that I just want to cry right alongside with you that you've been absolutely taken advantage of. So, fluids, power steering, brake fluid, transmission oil, motor oil, all these fluids, coolant, antifreeze, in other words, they're all inexpensive as compared to the components they're protecting. And especially this time of year, we want to make sure that every single one of those fluids, don't forget the washer fluid, minus 45 if you haven't listened to that podcast yet or been on our YouTube channel. There's videos for all these things I'm talking about so you can actually see and listen at the same time and learn those 5 things. Here's the deal. As soon as we head into a cold snap, that's when, if the fluids under the hood of your vehicle are dirty and worn out, there are no sensors on the fluids to let you know, oh, your transmission oil is contaminated. Oh, your power and steering fluid is just nasty, mama. Or your brake fluid reservoir sends a message to your dash. What are you, an idiot? Would that get your attention? Okay, maybe that was a bit harsh. Not really. These fluids can all be tested. We have the ability as a service tech to test every single fluid under the hood to actually tell you the real condition. And this time of year, before we get a cold snap, you want to make sure you get that done. Because in the cold weather, that's when you need all the fluids, power steering, brake fluid, automatic transmission fluid, radiator fluid, antifreeze. You want to make sure that they're all in 100% good, solid working order and they're clean. Clean, clean, clean. Because in the minuses, fluids tend to misbehave because they've lost their vitality. That's right. They're pooped puppies. Or is it pupped poopies? I don't know. They're done. Fluids don't last a lifetime, and if somebody tells you that, that's a load of baloney. It's a lie from the pit of hell, and it smells like smoke. They are not lifetime. Period.com. They aren't. Brake fluid should be changed every 2 years, and the whole brake system flushed and cleaned. And I can look for 30 seconds at somebody's brake reservoir and go, that's got to come out. Why? If it doesn't look like apple juice, then it's dirty. It's contaminated. Power steering fluid. I can pull the dipstick out and not even have to get a test strip and look at it and go, there is a lot of debris in the oil just by having it on my fingers and looking at it and going, this is done. This was done a long time ago. So get all the fluids under the hood checked, tested, and verified their absolute condition. Number 2, something we don't talk about much, stale donuts. Yeah, we don't talk about that in the Car Connection workshop. It's uncomfortable. We like fresh donuts. Fresh. Yeah, so fresh they pinch you back, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And muffins. We're not bad with muffins, but our killer is donuts. All in right measure, right? Yeah. Everything in moderation. Exhaust system. We always wait until our car sounds like the pizza delivery guy before we do something. Am I right? How many people have a pizza delivery guy? You can hear him coming a mile and a quarter from the pizza shack, right? You order it, Hey, honey, get the money ready. Yeah, I hear him. He's coming. Just like the ice cream truck in the summer. It plays that little ditty. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Never mind. I don't want to digress that much. The neighbors know I chase that truck. One time I chased the ice cream truck on the Hamilton Mountain when I lived there for almost 2 blocks in a Cadillac, sliding sideways around the corners. I had a problem with soft ice cream, okay? I'm over it. Counseling, it worked. It's good. We're all good. Exhaust systems. You don't want to sound like the pizza delivery guy. I don't know what it is, but most pizza delivery guys and gals in our neighborhood, you can hear them coming from quite a ways because they have exhaust leaks. Well, in the wintertime, having exhaust leaks is a deadly game. Carbon monoxide. Can't smell it or taste it. And if you're sitting there in the snow or on cold ground, the carbon monoxide leaking from your exhaust, it gathers underneath the car. And you know what? I don't want to hear of anybody getting, suffocated from your carbon monoxide poisoning. That's just not a good deal for anybody. So I say this, get your exhaust system checked before you lose 3/4 of the exhaust system in the first snowdrift you hit on the roadway. And then all of a sudden the car goes from it's quiet, you can have a conversation with your partner on the other side of the car, to I can tell you a story about that. I will. I got a minute or two. So I'm driving my 1999 Honda Civic 2-door, 5-speed air. We call it the Red Rocket. It is the Rocket. I'm driving, and it was about this time of year. It actually was. It was just before Christmas. Riding to the Penn Center in St. Catharines, do a little Christmas shopping. We're just getting ready to come off the off ramp because the Penn Center is like it's within a stone throw, and I don't know what it was, but I looked at my best friend Dale and I said, "Yeah, I think I hear something on the exhaust," and it wasn't a minute later. It went as loud as you wouldn't believe, and there's scraping going on. The pipe broke off right under the floor, just behind the catalytic converter. I'm in Penn Center, and we live in Fort Erie. Yeah. So I take my best friend over to Penn Center, rumble in there. Everybody's looking at you like, "Are you the pizza guy? Are you the pizza guy in my neighborhood?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not the pizza guy." Guy stops me in the Penn Center. He's going, "Do you know your exhaust is dragging on the ground?" Well, thanks for letting me know. I really appreciate that. And yeah, put your head down and go, "I just feel so embarrassed right now. I'm glad they don't know I'm a mechanic. This would be even worse." So then I pull off and get myself circled round, and another guy taps on my window. I'm sitting there. I'm making a phone call to a couple of shops I know in St. Catharines, see if I could get it on the lift and have a look at it. And then I'll go back and collect my friend Dale from the mall. No answers. Guy's tapping on my window. "Do you know your exhaust is hanging on the ground under your car?" I go, "Yeah, I'm just trying to connect with somebody to see if I can't get this taken care of. I'm from out of town." So I go over. I go, "Wow, there's one of those stores with a little red triangle on." And so I head over there, rumble, rumble, rumble. And I go in and I go to the service desk. I said, could I just get my car up on the lift? Can you take the exhaust off that just broke off and it's dangling? Could you just take it off for me? Unhook it and take it off? Yeah, sure, no problem. So the young chap goes out, brings it in. And there's like 6 young guys all over the Rocket. And the one comes in and goes, "Do you want to sell that car, buddy?" And I go, "No, I just want to kind of go to the mall, do a little Christmas shopping, and go home." "Oh, well, can I leave you my number if you're interested in selling it?" And I'm like, "I just want to get the exhaust taken care of." I said, "Okay, leave me your number. If I think about it one day when I'm out of my mind, I'll call you." And so I see them take the exhaust off. Took all of about 7 minutes. And now they're going to stuff it inside the car. And I go running out there. I go, no. I don't need to take those yucky, rusted, cheesed up exhaust pipes home with me. And I certainly don't want them in the car. Okay? Yeah, a bit of a clean freak. Okay, so I admit it. Yeah, some people call me anal retentive, but that's not nice. So I get out of there $37 later for 7 minutes of just unhooking the rubbers and taking the exhaust down. Don't let that be you. Here's how you can avoid that. Get your car on the lift while it's having a nice fresh oil change for the winter, because oil is another fluid that should be changed right now. Start the winter with a top quality oil filter and a fresh oil change, and all your fluids checked, tested, and replaced as necessary. Engine air filter, same thing. Check it. If it's questionable, I say if it's not a yes, it can stay in service, then it's a no. We put a new one in. Get that all done, but also have them check your exhaust from front to back. If there's any areas of weakness, flanges, I call them flangeratis, they rot off the pipes. The bolts that hold them on rot off and they get weak. First snowfall, heavy snowfall with a snowdrift, you'll rip it right off the car, just like mine did. It just fell right down and got loud and scraping. Don't let that be you. Get them to check it. Any exhaust hangers, any pipes that have some heavy corrosion on, what I'd do is I'd whack them with a hammer just to make sure. If the pipe's soft, it's going to tell me. The hammer's going to make a really quick dent in that pipe right away. It's going to dent, and that means the pipe is just about ready to break. I'm going to check all your flanges, all your exhaust hardware, all the exhaust hangers, condition of the pipes from the front of the engine all the way to the catalytic converter, the muffler, if it's got a resonator system. I'm going to check it front to back, and if I see areas of weakness, I'm going to make you aware of that, because it should be replaced. Because when is it going to happen? Right in the dead of winter. Every single time. I'll tell you this. When we had the shop on the Hamilton Mountain, I did a lot of exhaust systems there in the winter. And I loved it. Big ice ball slushies down the collar of my coveralls, right down to my you-know-what. Yeah, I loved it. Not really. I didn't really love it. We called them slush bombs, because your car's all clotted up underneath with slush bombs. And when do they fall off? Well, the car's up on the hoist and the ceiling heater's running and melting things off, and they're falling and slapping the floor, nail you in the head, go down your back of your coveralls. Not a pretty sight. Yeah, you kind of invent a unique kind of slush ball dance as it trickles down to areas we can't talk about, as you know. So let that not be you. So a quick recap before we say see you later, bye for now, from the Car Connection Workshop. All fluids, get them all checked, tested. If they're questionable, get them replaced. Number 2, and the engine air filter. If it's not clean, then it's dirty. Replace it. Engine oil, change it. Get a fresh oil change, quality oil change with quality products. Because what happens, dirty motor oil at minus 22, it gets thick. And 1 year on the Hamilton Mountain, we had a deep freeze. It went on for like 6 weeks. Minus 22, minus 27. It was cold. We had vehicles towed in by CAA. We couldn't even take another one. They would not start. Hard to crank over. And most of them, the fluids, motor oil, was like driveway sealer. No, don't let that be you. So I'm giving you some tips to prevent that from happening, because you know what comes along with that? The roadside issue, a lot of car problems that are going to cost you a lot of money. So don't be there. Your exhaust If it's showing weakness before the snowfall hits, fix it now, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it breaks off, it can cause more damage underneath the vehicle to the structure of the vehicle as well. I've seen exhaust pipes buckle and push the floor up and tear a hole in the floor. Why go there? Why go there? So till next time, visit us on our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com, ccbusnet.com. All the links, including our Car Connection merch, is in the top right-hand corner of our homepage. Check out our family-run businesses that have been a part of Car Connection and make this podcast happen. And be sure to email if you have a topic you'd love for me to cover. I'd love to do it just for you. One person makes a difference. So send me an email through our website form. Jump on stevensvilleontheweb.ca, click on the businesses tab. Our profile will come up, and you can also email me through there. You can also put a comment in one of our YouTube videos for an episode that you would like to see. We just shot one today. I had a number of emails come in requesting, what's all the writing on the sidewall of a tire? How do I know how old my tire is? How do I know what tire pressure it really needs to be set to? I'm confused. We just shot that video today. It will upload to our YouTube channel, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, on Friday, the 5th of December. So till next time, I hope I leave you with something. Thank you, friends. Appreciate all of you. And drive safe out there. Watch out for the other guy. Happy motoring. And put the coffee on. I think we're going to come to your house.